Howdy there, welcome back to the channel. My name's Evan, or EJ, you can call me either one. And today I'm finally going to be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This is a movie I was really excited for when it got announced. Like, whenever the first trailer came out, it moved way up on my list of most anticipated movies for the year. And I wanted to watch it when it was in theaters, but I just didn't get the chance to. But it finally came out on Paramount Plus the other day, and I got the chance to watch it, so now I'm going to review it. I think I'm going to do a spoiler-free section, just a little, spoiler-free section first, and then I'll get into the spoilers in a little bit. So, yeah, let's get into the review. I don't want to kind of drag the spoiler-free section on for too long, because there's stuff I actually want to talk about. So, just, if you're wondering if the movie's any good, it is. It's one of the better Ninja Turtles movies. It's easily one of the best Ninja Turtles movies, in my opinion, anyway. So if that's what you were wondering, yeah, this movie's really good. That's really all I can say about it at the moment, because spoiler-free section. But yeah. Okay, now I'm going to get right into the spoiler-filled section. I'm going to start by kind of pointing out that, at least for me, the Ninja Turtles movies have had a bit of a rocky history in terms of quality. It's I really like the first one from the 90s, and I enjoy the second one too, but it's not great. And then I don't like the third one, the one where they're time traveling. Don't like that one. Then you went to the TMNT, the animated movie from 2007. I actually do really like that one. But then there's the Michael Bay movies. The first one's not good, and then the second one's better, but I still don't love it for some reason. So they've had their ups and downs, so I was very curious going into this to see where it was going to rank in terms of the other Turtles movies. I had very high expectations, and this movie met pretty much every single one of them. I loved this movie. Almost everything about it, really. I feel like the main place it shines is its character work. There's not a single character in this movie that I'd say is bad or dull. There are some characters who don't really get a lot to do, but even with what little they're given, they at least have at least one or two funny lines or something like that. So yeah, the characters are all really great. It's a bit of a different iteration, or not iteration, is that the word I meant to say? It's a different take on some of the characters. Specifically Splinter is very different from how he normally is, and I really kind of love it. He's really good in this movie. He's just a shut-in kind of recluse dad who is terrified of going up to the, real world, or just out of the sewers, because his experiences with humans have not been great. They've been less than great, to say the least. So he's just terrified to go out there. He doesn't want the turtles to go out there.
You said you would go shopping, then come right back. Where were you?
Nothing.
Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys want to see a movie and I try to talk them out of it.
Leo!
What? You watch a movie with a human?
You ratted us out.
Hey, don't use that word that way.
I mean, it's 2023.
Sorry, Dad.
And I don't know, I just really love this take on Splinter. And Jackie Chan did a really good job voicing him too. I was surprised at how good his voice work was. Yeah, I love how they handled the characters in this movie. And speaking of the voice work, everyone did a great job. Everyone. All the kids that voiced the Turtles, I don't remember their names, but I probably should have looked them up before doing this. I know Leonardo is voiced by Nicholas Cantu. Is that what his name is? I think that's his name. The kid that voiced Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball, he's Leonardo. But they all did a great job. One thing I really loved about their performances specifically is that you could really tell that they were given a lot of room to improvise and play off of each other, and at some point it seemed like they might have been recording in the same booth, and I love that. It really shines through in the in the product, and I wish more animated movies would do that. I don't know if they already do, but I really felt it in this one, and it's one of my favorite things about it. Like, all the turtles really played off of each other super well, and it really shined through in the voice work. So yeah, they were great. I think probably the thing that surprised, or the person that surprised me the most when it comes to the voice acting in this movie was Ice Cube. Weirdly enough, he was great as Superfly. Like, I wasn't expecting to like him as much as I did. He was really good. I don't know if I've ever heard Ice Cube do any other voice work. I feel like he might have done some animated movie at some point, but I'm having trouble actually remembering it. But he was really, really good in this movie. He was a great villain. I love that they got Post Malone to voice a character in this movie, and the entire time he's just singing. That's all he does. I just find that really funny. Also, Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko was hilarious. He's probably my favorite character in the whole movie, to be honest with you. And actually, going back real quick, speaking of Ice Cube and Superfly, one of the things that had me really excited going into this movie was the fact that Shredder wasn't the villain. Don't get me wrong, I love Shredder. He's a great villain, and he's really iconic for the Turtles. He's like the villain. But I don't know, it feels like every time there's a new iteration of the Turtles, everyone feels like they have to use Shredder immediately. And like it kind of bugs me a little bit, because like there are other villains in this universe that are also really cool. So it's great to finally see someone else get to shine as the villain of the movie besides just Shredder. Because Superfly was really great as a villain. I really liked him in this movie. Yeah, and another thing I really liked about this movie was the character designs. I thought everyone looked great. All the turtles themselves look really good. They're all like unique to one another. I mean, they usually are, but you know what I mean. I love the way Splinter looks, because he's just got that like mullet, and I just think that's really funny. Superfly looked cool. I was about to say something else, but I can't remember what it was. You get what I'm saying. The character designs are really good. I think they all look great. And while I'm on the topic of the more visual stuff, the art style, I loved the art style for this movie, and just the animation in general. Like, whenever the first trailer came out, I kind of thought it was like really similar to Spider-Verse, but after watching the movie, it is way different to Spider-Verse. It looks like a lot dirtier, and I mean that in a good way. It just feels like a bit grungier, and it just, I don't know, it just looks really nice. I love the way this movie looks. That's like one of my favorite parts about it. Yeah, dude, this movie looks awesome. I also like the plot for this movie. It's essentially just, so Baxter Stockman creates a bunch of like mutated animals, the first of which being Superfly. And because he created mutants, I can't remember who, that lady and her goons, I can't remember who they were, but they try to steal the mutants he created so they could make like super soldiers. It's been a few days since I watched it, and I'm a bit tired right now, so some of it's a little hazy, but I'm pretty sure it was so they could create like mutant super soldiers or something like that. But they failed because Superfly, as a baby, just wrecks all the goons that went to take them. Although Baxter Stockman, I can't remember if he dies or gets arrested. But he's not in the movie anymore in the opening scene. But, you know, after Superfly beats all those goons and takes his like mutated siblings, a little vial of the ooze gets knocked into the sewer, and so the Turtles and Shredder are created. And past that point, 15 years go by, and now Shredder is like an old man. Okay, I keep accidentally saying Shredder instead of Splinter, and I don't want to have to keep correcting myself with subtitles, so if you hear me say Shredder and you're just thinking, wait, that's not right, just know I meant to say Splinter. I'm just stupid. So yeah. And the turtles are shocking teenagers. And they really want to go out into the real world and be meet actual people and be accepted by society, but Splinter won't let them because he knows that they won't be. Like, in his experience, he's been attacked by humans every time he tries to go out into the public because, you know, he's a giant mutated rat. So that's kind of their thing for this movie, is they just really want to actually go out into the real world and just be accepted into society. But then on the other side of that, you've got Superfly and his crew, and they also want to be accepted into society, but they kind of have different ways of going about it. The way the turtles think they should get, I just had an aneurysm or something. The way the turtles want to go about trying to get society to accept them is they think if they stop Superfly, and it's made public that they stop Superfly because Superfly's been like stealing a bunch of stuff and has everybody super paranoid, they'll be seen as heroes and accepted by society. The way Superfly wants to go about it is he wants to build a machine that's going to turn every animal into a mutant and also kill humanity, or possibly keep them as pets, he said at one point. So very different ways of going about it, and I really like that, actually, how their stories kind of mirror each other. I thought was really cool. Yeah, I don't know, the plot, I liked it. I thought it was really good. Also, towards the end of this movie, I was not expecting a kaiju. The last thing I expected was for Superfly to turn into a kaiju, but I feel like I should have seen it coming. It was cool, though. I don't know why he had legs made of horses whenever he came out of the ocean, but I don't know, that's a very minor complaint. One of my this is a very small complaint, so it's really more of a nitpick than anything, is this movie is very, very heavy on the pop culture references, which is fine. It makes sense. They're a bunch of teenagers who are obsessed with like human media and stuff like that, so naturally they would make a bunch of pop culture references, but I don't know, at times it felt a little much. Just a bit. I don't really mind it all that much, but at times I was like, you can cool it. But yeah, that's like my only complaint with the movie, is just they could have toned back those references a little bit. Oh yeah. I love how when the turtles are like babies and you see them in those flashbacks, they all just look really goofy. I don't know why, I just thought that was fun. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was funny. Another thing I liked about this movie is it's mainly the relationship between Leo and Raph, and the main reason for that is in pretty much every other piece of Turtles media, it always just feels like they kind of hate each other. Like, I know they're siblings and siblings argue, but it straight up feels like they just want each other dead a lot of times. And I like that in this movie, they do pick on each other, but it does seem more like a kind of like just siblings picking on each other, and not, I need this man dead yesterday. Because I feel like it always feels like that, especially in like the first Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie. Raph was just a douchebag that whole movie, except for like the third act. I don't know, that's just something I noticed that I really liked. Also, I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying I don't like those other pieces of Turtle media where Leo and Raph kind of are at each other's throats. I do. That's just kind of how it always is, but I like this specifically because it was just nice to get a bit of a change of pace, you know, and not just the same thing over again. Also, another thing I wasn't really expecting was for this movie to end with the turtles actually just being accepted into the human world. Like, by the end of this movie, they're actually just going to human school and hanging out with human people. I wasn't expecting that. I don't think that's ever happened before, at least not in any of the movies. I know it hasn't happened in any of... Wait, no, that's a lie. It kind of, sort of happened in Out of the Shadows. Humanity did find out about them. I did kind of forget about that, so that it has happened before. But I don't know, it's just odd. I do like it. It's just, it feels weird seeing them like dressed fully in human clothes and going to school. I like it though. And I'm excited to see where that leads in the future, because I actually don't know if this movie did well. I hope it did, because I want a sequel to this. It's really good. I know that they announced a little while ago that they're doing like a sequel series or something like that. I haven't really looked into it too much. I've just heard about it. So I'm excited to see what that's like. But yeah, it was interesting to see that they are just like fully going to human school now. It was also kind of weird that after, you know, Superfly's been stopped and his whole crew has kind of joined the turtle. They just live with the turtles now, which is really strange, but I love it. It's just weird seeing Bebop and Rocksteady live with the Ninja Turtles and be friendly with them. I like the different take. I think it's fun, and I'm excited to see more of it, but it's just so strange seeing it. Now, for the post-credit scene, for the first little bit of it, it's just, you know, the turtles going to school, finding where they kind of fit in school. You know, Donnie's hanging out with a bunch of gamers. Leo and April are hanging out together. I can't remember what Raph was doing, but they all go to prom together, and when it cuts to them at prom, we see that someone's watching them, and then it zooms out, and it's that, I cannot remember her name. It's the lady that kidnapped them in the movie. She's in the whole movie. I cannot remember her name though. But she's gonna hire someone to hunt the turtles. And we zoom out, and it's Shredder. They tease Shredder at the end of this, and yeah, if they do a sequel to this, I'm very excited to see how they're gonna handle Shredder. Man, I'm getting really hungry. I haven't eaten in a while. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I really loved this movie. I think it was a really great new take on the Ninja Turtles. And it was good to finally see a theatrically released Ninja Turtles movie that was actually good again. I know a lot of people like Out of the Shadows, but I think it's just kind of okay. But I love this one. Yeah, I'd say I'd give this like a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notifications if you don't want to miss any of my future uploads. I try to upload every Sunday, but it seems like it never goes to plan anymore, and I'm always a day late or a few weeks late. But yeah, that's about all I've got for you today. See ya.